folks, and welcome to review number 24. We're returning to the Transformers Prime Cyberverse line today by taking a closer look at the Legion class Arcee. Arcee comes packaged on the standard Cyberverse Legion-sized card. The front of the card features artwork of the Transformers Prime Autobots along the left-hand side. The back of the card features photography of the toy in robot and vehicle mode, along with a short bio paragraph. There is also a large Autobot Alliance logo, as well as artwork along the bottom advertising Transformers Prime. Arcee's tech stats are located on the right-hand side of the packaging. So here we have Arcee in her robot mode, and she's not too bad of a representation. She does get the small, thin-framed robot pretty well. Articulation-wise, she's got ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed hips, and she does have the knee joint as well. A few of the downsides to this robot figure, she's got, again, this giant backpack, which seems to be pretty standard with the Arcee figures now. The other thing that's really odd are these arms. You have the hand here, and then you have this whole large section sticking out from in front of that. It's basically motorcycle parts there. But she's not too bad, especially for a figure this size once again. One thing that really is good about these Cyberverse Legion figures is the head sculpt, and they did manage to capture Arcee's face and head fairly well here, despite this head being, just barely the size of a pebble. They managed to get some nice painted detail in here, as well as sculpted detail. Arcee does come with a weapon, although it really doesn't match her own. It's actually identical to Bumblebee's weapon, so you could possibly, if you have both figures, take this, give Bumblebee 2 cannons, and leave Arcee without a gun. But yeah, the large double barrel cannon really doesn't fit her. Arcee's transformation process is definitely a step up from the figures that we've seen so far in the Legion class line. No longer is it simply just push the legs in, push the arms in, and voila, you have a vehicle. No, now there's actually some complexity to this process. In particular, I'm impressed with the way the legs transform to form the wheels of the motorcycle. The engineers really did have to do a little bit of work on this figure, and so far I have to say that Arcee has one of the best transformation processes I've seen in a toy this size. So here we have Arcee as a motorcycle, and I have to admit that I am very impressed with the way this little motorcycle figure turned out. For a toy this small to get a motorcycle likeness like this from a fairly accurate robot mode too, it's just great. It doesn't, you kind of have to prop it up a little bit because it doesn't, because it is a thin motorcycle, it doesn't want to stay upright, so it does tip over kind of easy. So the addition of a kickstand or something may have been a little helpful. The only other complaint I have about this vehicle is could have done a little bit more with paint apps. All you've got is a little bit of silver showing there and some black for the seat. If they'd just hit it with maybe just a little pink, or even if they'd done silver highlights like they did with the deluxe version, I think it would have given it a little more character. But again, for a Legion class figure, this is a great vehicle mode. Of course, following along with what Cyberverse has done so far, there are ports on the side of the vehicle here where you can attach weapons. Now, one of the things I've noticed on this Arcee these ports are pretty tight, and with the gummy feel to the Cyberverse weapons that we've had, the weapons really don't want to go into those ports very well. But some of the more solid weapons, especially from the commanders, would probably fit in there a little bit better. With every figure released in this Legion class price point, the designs seem to be improving. And while Arcee isn't a perfect representation of her character model, she's still a really good figure. I'm feeling better and better about getting into this smaller line. We'll just have to see how the next figure holds up.